Bonjour darling! Today I come to you with a new video, a new challenge, a flip the page challenge. Since I can't film in front of my bookshelves because I share them with my entire family and they are in my brother's bedroom, I already have the 19 books right there that I chose with random.org. I kept them in order and I am going to flip all the pages in front of you thanks to random.org. I'm going the challenge that way and you just have to deal with it. The first book I picked is a book that I am currently reading. It's The Final Empire, the first book in the Miss Bond cycle. This is the French edition, L'Empire Ultime, Fils des Brumes. There are 906 pages. I hope I don't get spoiled because I'm currently reading the book. So, the first task is you're getting a new identity. Let the coordinates guide you to a book, flip to the page you are given, and the first name you see is now your new name. 454. Kelsia. Guess that I'm a man now, so I'm changing identity and I'm a boy called Kelsia. What happens to Kelsia? It's time to get up and move the heck out of your town. The location of the book your coordinates lead you to will be where you are moving. So the next book I flipped to was a thriller by Val McDermid. This is one of my mother's books. And the French title is La souffrance des autres, but the English title is The Torment of Others. 307, better. What place do I see? Swindell. Swindell? The territory of a murderer called Tim Golding. Seems to be a nice town, Swindell, to go living for my new identity, Kelsia. I live in Swindell. I am a man named Kelsia and I'm trying to rebuild my life. How will I do that? You're all settled into your new home, but you've gotta get a job to get that cash money flow going. True. Create a job using the first object you find with the coordinates and page number. What should I do in Swindell? The next book was an Amélie Nothomb book. It's a contemporary, a really short one. Stupeur et tremblement. And since it's the original title, stupor and shaken would be a literal translation of the title. 90. What will be my job? It's a contemporary about a desk job, so I'm a secretary. I prepare tea, coffee, I advance the calendars, I bring beer to the vice president who is disgusting. I'm a secretary in Swindell, a city where there is a serial killer, and I'm living the life. You've started your job and you've started developing feelings for a coworker. Find the book, flip the page, and the first character you come across will be the character you're falling for. The next book I found was a manga, Jiro Taniguchi and Itsura Inami manga. Les enquêtes du limier. It's a mystery. The story is about a private detective that has a dog. That's why he's called Le Limier. if you're looking for detective manga, it's Jiro Taniguchi, and he's really talented. 171, who is my love interest in Swindell, where I am a secretary. So the first character I see is the main character, who is named Takuryumon. So Kelsia has fallen in love with Taku. I guess he's his secretary, since he's a private detective, you know, and there is all that tension around the room every time I see him with his beautiful hat. I love his dog. I mean, who wouldn't love a doggo? And I make a really good tea. Not sure about coffee because I don't drink it, but I make a really good tea. So the next book and the next task. Using the coordinates, blah blah blah. The first piece of dialogue you come across will be the first thing you say to your potential lover. What is the first thing I say to my boss and potential lover will be decided in The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which is amazing, as you can imagine. 27. So, the first thing I say to the man I'm falling in love with, and who is my boss, and who is, I think, kind of lost since he went from Japan to Swindell, and there is a serial killer in town, and he's a private detective, and I'm his secretary, is I'm convinced that you are perfectly right. It's a good thing to say. I'm encouraging him. He's probably, I mean, he's a private detective, okay, and there is a killer in town, so he's probably looking into the case. So I'm trying to help him. Moral support is important in a couple. That line really got to them. See? As I said, moral support, it's important in a couple. Next thing you know, you're in love. You're going to propose, but buying a wedding ring is too expensive. The first object you come across will be what you propose with. The disastrous adventures of the Baudelaire's orphans. The original title, A Series of Unfortunate Events, The Bad Beginning, by Lemony Snicket and Brett Hellquist as the illustrator. I'm sure the object will be amazing. I hope it's not a tattoo. 129. There is no object here. A hook. Like a hook. Oh my god. So Kelsia is proposing to Taku with a hook. You know, the hooks, the pirate ones. What the heck, girl? Boy, since I'm a man now. What the heck? What am I thinking? Like, what? Yes, it works! We've arrived at your wedding! Find the book using blah blah blah. The first piece of dialogue you'll find will be the first line in your vows. Oh my god. I hope my vows are better than my wedding hook. It's the first book of the Belgariad and by David Eddings, and the English title is Pawn of Prophecy. 110. So the first piece of dialogue. Description. What if he wasn't... What if... Oh my god, I have to translate that. What if he wasn't in Dareen? What if he wasn't in Dareen? Dareen being the block in which I met Taku. So it makes perfectly sense. Everyone knows that Dareen is the name of a block in Swindell. And if Taku hadn't been in Dareen, Kelsier, me, wouldn't have met him. So yeah, that's why my vow starts like that. Fight me. It's a perfectly good line. And a perfectly pretty hook with pearls. And it's in silver. Oh my god. Things got a little cray on the honeymoon and now you're expecting a baby. I guess that's what happened. Taku accepts me as a man with a uterus because he's really open-minded and really kind, and we got pregnant. That's what happened. Fight me. With the next blah blah blah, flip to the page. The first name you find will be the name of your firstborn child. So the next book is American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. There are normal names in that, even though the story is a little bit weird. 375. It was dogged. Who done that? Probably my mother. So, the first name I see. Alana. Our daughter will be named Alana. I like that. Kelsier and Taku are having a daughter named Alana. We are having a daughter named Alana. I'm sure everything will be fine as soon as Taku catches that serial killer that roams the streets of Swindell. We're time jumping 5 years. Your child is desperately begging for a pet. So I have just decided that 5 years later, Taku has caught that serial killer. He has now a lot of money. We replaced the hook by a ring. And especially we have enough money to have 2 dogs instead of 1 because we already had Taku's dog. They go in pair, you can't separate them. So the first creature you come across will be your pet. If you don't find a creature, then the first object you find will have to be used as a pet replacement. So, Giacometti Raven's Le Temple Noir. Giacometti Ravene... No, Éric Giacometti et Jacques Raven, Le Temple Noir. It's another thriller. I haven't read it. 29. We have money now that we have caught that serial killer, so we could buy a horse for Alana. There is no animal. There is no object that could be used as a replacement. Well, there are a lot of drinks and alcohol, but I won't give a pint to my daughter. She's 5, so, and I'm a responsible father. Shoes! She's going to have shoes. Since we already had a dog, Taka decided that she couldn't have another pet. So to make her, well, not that angry anymore, he bought her pretty shoes. And it's her favorite shoes, her replacement shoes. That's it. That's what I decided the story will be. Your child is going to school. Using words on that page, create the name of their school. And that book will be a Ken Follett book. It's an historical mystery. A Dangerous Fortune. Translated Lamarck de Winfield. It has no link whatsoever. There could be nice names. It's historical. 469. White Heaven House. Perfect name. White Heaven. White Heaven School. How much more perfect could it be? White Heaven School. In Swindell. Alana will be perfectly happy there. Probably a Christian school with a uniform and such. Taku will especially appreciate that since he's Japanese and he's used to uniforms. You decide you're going to start a YouTube channel for a side hobby. Find the book, flip the page, and find something on that page that will be the core topic of your channel. Cujo by Stephen King. Guess it will all be about dogs. Dog or cars? 359. Next to the climax, it will be about dog. He was racing fast. Racing. He was racing. He looked into the retrovisor. I don't know the word. La vitre, the window pane. Okay. My channel will be about cars. All about racing, car racing, different models of cars, more. I think it would be vintage cars, you know, about how to repair them and take care of them and all that stuff. So yeah, vintage cars. I like vintage cars, and it costs money, so that's also why we couldn't afford another dog, especially another big dog, which is why we bought our daughter's shoes. And I mean, she goes to a private school, so she couldn't take care of the pet anyways. See what I'm doing? Justifying myself to a child that doesn't exist. Find the book, And using the words from that page, create a YouTube channel name. My channel name will be titled from a mystery de Frédéric Lenoir et Violette Cabezos. The Angel's Vow. La promesse de l'ange. 120. My YouTube channel will be named Unroot the Nostalgia, because it's about old cars. So unroot the nostalgia, just unroot it, live with it, embrace the nostalgia. Have an amazing old school car. You will live your best life. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a secretary and a YouTuber. So I can't be wrong because I'm a YouTuber. Everything you hear on YouTube is true. Everyone knows that. Find the book, and the first piece of dialogue you see is how you'll greet your viewers each time you start a video. The next book is, oh my god! Oh, there might be a lot of cussing. The Savior's Champion by Jenna Moresi. At least I won't have to translate it on the go. 408. So, reward. That's how I'm going to greet my subscribers. It's an amazing way to greet people. You're a reward. You are the reward. Oh yeah. Old school mechanic. Unroot the nostalgia. I don't know what I'm thinking. Taku is going to file for divorce. You've decided to write a book. Depending on the page, create the book title. Depending on what I find, it will either be on mechanics, because it's my YouTube channel's topic, or about the life of a gay couple, or about that time that Taku caught Swindell's serial killer. I will decide. Aragon by Christopher Paolini. 49. Nobody can stop the sands of time. That could be... Nobody can stop them. And the sands of time. What we've lost still lives in our memories. What we've lost still lives in our memories. That could be a perfect title for a thriller. You know, that kind of books that have really long titles. What we've lost still lives in our memories. That could be a perfect title for my book about the serial killer my husband caught with my help as his secretary, because he's a badass private detective. Find the book, and the first line you see will be the opening line for your book. So that book will be Le Père Goriot de Balzac, a French classic. 110. Oh my god, I forgot that Balzac had really long sentences. He got inside the he got inside the dining room, walked through it, followed by his valet, and got inside the first living room where he stayed in front of the window, realizing you could see the garden. That's the first sentence of my novel. Guess the serial killer had a valet. He was a rich man. That's why nobody could catch him, because nobody would suspect the richest, most popular man of Swindell to be a serial killer. Nobody. But my man caught him. And I'm writing a book about it. Plot twist! The reason you even created a new identity for yourself is because a killer was after you. How many killers are there in my life? Well, I fell in love and got a job with a private detective, but still, how many? Gets that what you get for going in America? Should have stayed in France. Now that you're a mega famous author and YouTuber, they've tracked you down again and they're coming for you. Flip the page and the first character you see will be your killer. Okay. So the next book is the Book of Stars, second in the trilogy, The Lord Shah by Eric Lhomme. It's a middle grade fantasy. 225. Alicia, the hero's mother. Alicia, the hero's mother. So she wants to kill me in a world where magic exists. It's an urban fantasy. So guess there is magic in my world now, and someone that knows of it wants to kill me. I'm doomed. One day you're setting up to film a YouTube video when you're suddenly struck by the killer. Guess who was right? She struck me. The first object you come across is what they used to kill you. The next book is a book by Odile Werlès, The Thearcophagus Thieves. So it's a middle grade historical fiction that I got as a child. About ancient Egypt. So I guess my murder will be kind of, how to say that, kind of exotic. 234. There is no object. There is a snake though, and I like that. She used a snake. She killed me with a snake. She's a snake herself. She murdered me. What about my daughter? And my husband? And our dog? And my daughter's shoes? They'll miss me. Find the book, flip to the page, and the first line you see will go on your tombstone, and that's the last of it. And it's a play. Lorenzaccio by Alfred de Musset. A French play. There is only lines. And it's pretty depressing, so it could be nice. 41. What violence! I mean, yeah, I was killed by a snake. So that was a pretty interesting video to film. I really loved it. Oh my god, my hair. No, I won't do that. Let me know what you thought about it. I thought it was kind of fun. I really liked doing it. I hope you enjoyed yourself. It was fun, because it was certainly fun for me. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, to subscribe if you've not already, and to hit the notification bell to be notified of any of my new videos. You can also follow me on social media, all links down in the description box. And as always, au revoir, darling!